so much for being here. So I wanted to share with you today a little bit about the current energy. It's really, really crazy. There's a lot going on right now, cosmically as well. So I know a lot of you have been just really overwhelmed and feeling all this energy. And right now, Venus and Chiron are both in Aries. So Aries is the bull, the fire sign. It's definitely very present right now. The full moon is coming up on just 3 days from now. But this full moon energy has been really culminating this week. I mean, it's already fully here. One of my good old time friends has just texted me her puppies that were just born from her Vizslas. She breeds Vizslas here in Dallas. And so her mama already went into labor and had her babies. So the full moon is happening. And we just got through with the Imbolc, which is the beginning of spring, is Candlemas. It's also called St. Bridget's Day. And so now we're moving into this energy of spring. Is it starting just this baby energy of rebirth? But I've really felt it since last Saturday. And those of you that follow the Celtic calendar or the Celtic tree calendar really know what I'm talking about. So the wheel of the year is very important as we go into this next phase. Just paying attention to that wheel of the year and how that lays out. So those seasons, those rhythms are what we really follow here. So today I want to show you how to clear with one of the most effective and oldest ways to do that. And in a dream, I was told to gather cedar. So that next morning, it was super windy that night. And that next morning, I had all these little tufts of cedar that had fallen in my yard. And so I gathered them all up, being the obedient person that I am. And I put them all together. And my husband is making these really awesome fire bowls. Some of them he paints, some of them he leaves plain. They're great for like a little indoor fire with a sterno. Really, really good for ceremony and ritual. And they're made out of cement. So you just take and just burn, it shifts the frequency. It really shifts the energy in your space as you burn it. So just clear with the smoke. You can make little figure eights. You can clear in each direction, north, south, east, and west, and just clear all around you. You can walk the bagua, which is the corners of the room. So there's lots of different ways. And this actually has a different energy than sage. I did find out, sadly too, the white sage is kind of being over harvested. So going back to something that's really sustainable is cedar. And a lot of us have cedar in our yards. So it smells so good. I'm gonna light it a little bit more because it does have a lot of oil in it, but it goes out a little fast. So as you finish your clearing, you can place it in your fire bowl and let it just kind of finish burning out there. And just leave that as you do your readings or whatever you're doing, your prayers, your rituals, your meditations. I always have my fire bowl in my altar space. So I'm going to clear these cards. And this is a combination of two different decks by Jamie Sams, who is really one of my favorite go-to cards because it is so powerful. And it's all about the teachings in the Native American way, the indigenous way, about the medicine of those teachings and how that lays out. So the book that I have used for many, many years is the Sacred Path card. Some of you may have seen this before. And then the partner book, which one of my dear soul sisters lent to me, is the medicine cards. And this one is just, it goes right with it. The cards are actually the same size. The Sacred Path cards are orange and the medicine cards are blue. The medicine cards are all animals. Sacred Path is all about the teachings of the Native American way. And so I am going to just shuffle these since I cleared them with the cedar. I'm just going to kind of just finish clearing them over here with the smoke. And there is a spread that came to me recently. It's a brand new spread that she did, not out of either of those two books, but what she did is she actually made a workbook, a supplemental workbook, which I love and so excited about. And it has a spread called the Morning Star, which has to do with Venus, which came to me, this spread came to me last night. So it says the Morning Star or Dawn Star is Venus, who teaches us how to greet each day and how to honor the light in our lives. which is represented by grandfather sun. This spread gives us the keynote of each day and shows us what our daily blessings are. So this sets in motion to acknowledge the tone of each new day. We are advised of all the blessings, challenges, gifts, and lessons of each new sunrise. We're greeted by the morning star and grandfather sun and shown how we can best approach each daily activity. So I'm going to do this reading for you today. So just make sure that every single day you take time to clear out your energy, greet the new day with gratitude. And this spread is so specific to that because it can be used, it doesn't have any connotation to any religion or anything like that. And so you have the keynote, which the first card talks about the keynote lessons for your day. And then, so let's draw that one first. I'm gonna lay this one out. And then we're talking about the blessings. So really, in all the Native American way, we're calling in blessings, we're calling in gratitude, and that is where we come from when we do our daily practices. So if we come from those places, we are in alignment with our source. So I'm going to scooch back just a little bit here. And so card number one, this one again is the keynote, and we have the badger. So he carries some medicine of a hawk feather, a bone, a piece of coral, and a shell. And so we'll see what that means here. So that's the keynote lesson. So let's talk a little bit about what the badger has to say. And I'm going to look him up for y'all and just see if this resonates for you. And of course, there's so many cards in this deck, so I don't have them all memorized. And so badger, 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 until you reach your goal, know the inner power that lives in your soul. So I'm going to show you this card again. So this is the keynote lesson for you. It means aggressiveness. Badger is vicious and attacks with powerful aggression. It's quick to anger and quick to pounce. The power of badger's medicine is aggressiveness and the willingness to fight for what it wants. The very thought of facing badger makes other animals run for cover. Like skunk, badger's reputation precedes it. Its hissing fangs will tear less aggressive opponents to shreds. Badger is the medicine of many powerful medicine women. For badger is also the keeper of the medicine roots. Badger sees all the roots of Mother Earth's healing herbs hanging in its burrow home. These roots are a key to aggressive healing. Roots can ground negative energy into the earth by allowing illness to pass through a body into the ground as neutral energy. Badger medicine people are quick to act in a crisis and they do not panic. So if badger is part of your medicine and you are quick to express your feelings and do not care what the consequences are. Badger oftentimes assists in carrying the ball for the touchdown. This attitude, however, does not endear them to their teammates. The badger medicine may also point to the aggressive healer who will have the courage to use unconventional means to exact a cure. Like the mother who sits for days nursing a child with a high fever, badger is willing to persist. So talking about the medicine here, badger person is often the boss and the one that everyone fears. The same boss will surely keep any company afloat. Badger gets the job accomplished. Badger's certainty is a source of its strength. If badger pushed its way into your cards today, it may be telling you that you have been too meek in trying to reach some goal. Badger asks you, how long are you willing to sit and wait for the world to deliver your silver spoon? Bam. So in this medicine, the key is being aggressive enough to do something about your present state of affairs. So we had been talking about action. This is a theme for the month, action and moving through a space of love, our heart space. So Badger says that he's going to get angry in a creative way and say, I won't take it anymore. You must follow up by keeping your eye on the goal, honoring the healing process as you express those inner feelings. Be aggressive, but don't cut others to ribbons on the way. That's too much aggression. Use your anger to stop your lolling so that your doldrums or apathy are a thing of the past. Badger is a powerful medicine when properly used for self-improvement. Remember that Badger may be signaling a time when you can use your healing abilities to push ahead in life. Heal yourself by aggressively removing the barriers that don't grow the corn. Cut away the dead wood. Use the Badger's aggression to seek new levels of expression. Use Badger's medicine roots to keep grounded and centered in the process. So this is really pertinent, I'm sure, for all of you, for many of you. And many of us have been cutting away roots, cutting away old ties, cutting away things that do not any longer serve our highest good. So now we're going to go to number 2, and this is for the blessings. Yay! And guess what? We have dolphin. I love my dolphins. So dolphin comes in here, and dolphin is all about playfulness and joy and happiness and fulfillment. And he carries medicine on his little totem here: a wishbone, a raptor claw, a hawk feather, a piece of seaweed. And so, so the blessings. So talking about the blessings, let's look up just a little bit more detail. Not as much detail because that's not the overseeing card, but just a little bit of insight because dolphin came in right side up. This is mana. So dolphin speaks to us in the breath of life. Dolphin, breathe with me, breathe of the divine, mana of the universe, in oneness we entwine. Dolphin is the only thing that humans, can go without, cannot go without for a few minutes is breath. We can go days without food. We can go even weeks. We can go several days without water, but we can only go a few moments without breath. And so dolphin is the keeper of the sacred breath of life and teaches us how to release emotions through the dolphin breath. Dolphin creates rhythm, swimming through the water and breathing before submerging, then holding its breath for the duration of the underwater travel. As dolphin comes above water again, it billows its breath out in a manner resembling the popping of a cork. So mana is our life force energy. In Hawaiian and in Native American, it's called mana. Hawaiian spells it with one N. The Native American way spells it with two, but this is a place of power. This is our life force energy. So dolphin is giving us blessings through our life force energy, which is tying us back into that aggressive healing of the badger. So next, card number 3 is today's challenge. And this is kind of for the coming into the moon, the full moon. So again, we have another medicine card. This is the ant. So he carries medicine of a blue feather, a piece of red coral, looks like maybe 2 other little pieces of bone or coral. And so look, he's holding his leaf. And so ant is all the, here he's coming in as a challenge in card number 3. So again, this is the morning star. This reading is specifically for your weekend ahead of you. And so ant is all about patience. And so those of you that might be challenged in that space, especially if you have this badger energy, ant is saying, be patient. And so it says, oh, tiny ant, your patience grows like the sands of time. Can I learn to be like you, or is it too sublime? So ant can carry a leaf over hundreds of miles just to get it back to the anthill. Ants in Africa will strip a forest bare when food is scarce, even if it takes them a year. Ant's medicine is a strategy of patience. He is a builder like the beaver. He's aggressive like the badger. And so again, coming up with the badger, he has stamina like the elk, scrutiny like the mouse, and giveaway like the turkey. So every ant in an anthill is part of the group mind. And so this is part of our challenge. If you haven't really stepped into a group mind lifestyle, really found your sisterhood, this really signifies where your blessings are. And so your challenge comes in by being part of that tribe and contributing your piece. You don't have to know the entire whole. And as we learn the medicine of a lot of these teachings, each person in the tribe carries their own specific piece to that medicine. There's not one person in the tribe that knows the whole entire ceremony. And that is for the protection of A, that person, because that is never about you, and B, for the continuation of the tribe. And as these lessons were taught for many, 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 many moons, they were brought down through family traditions. And if one piece of that ceremony was missing, then that ceremony would discontinue. And so this is really important. Community, tribe, patience. Patience has its rewards. Ant people have a knowing about the sweet victory at the end of the line. There's never a concern about going without, or if they're late for the opening of a sale. If what they want is sold out, they're sure that something equal or better is available. If you have ant medicine, you eat slowly and deliberately, and content knowing that yours will come to you. So that might be a challenge for some of us as we move through this space in this next full moon cycle. So card number 4 is the gift. So this is really cool. I'm going to shuffle them again. I'm feeling like I need to shuffle, and we're going to just pull out our gift for this next cycle. Well, here's our card right here. And this is the burden basket, self-reliance. Wow, powerful. So, I cannot tell you if or when the last time I drew this card. So this is coming from the Sacred Path. Again, these decks marry together so beautifully to create these new readings. So card number 4 goes right here, and I'll show you my reading here in a moment after I get done. So we're going to talk a little bit about what this means for you. The gift to you, the burden basket. I'm going to look this up because this is one that I'm not super familiar with, but it is about self-reliance. So it came in actually at first upside down. And so I'm going to honor that because they do have different meanings when a card comes in turned upside down. Sometimes it means either it's still manifesting or coming in, or it means that it might have a different connotation to it. So it says, burden basket carries my grief and gives me strength to go on. Burden basket reminds me not to take my burdens to the others' homes. Burden basket sings to me when winter is long, reminding me of summer's heat, bringing warmth to ancient bones. So there's little use for the burden basket in these modern times. Actually, the last time this came in for me was years and years and years ago. And I created a tiny little, like a little pocket, wall pocket, where you could put, like they used to put on your door, put little posies in them. And what this is a place for you to drop your burdens as you entered my old studio. I just remembered that. And that means you leave your shit at the door. Don't bring it in with you, right? Not to say that I'm going to take it, because I surely won't, because I'm very protected. However, a lot of people don't know how to protect themselves, and they take on other people's crap. So burden basket is one of the meanings is that you put it in the little pocket that's hanging on your neighbor's door. You leave it at the door and you enter with a pure heart. So this is something that's not used a lot anymore, but it is a very powerful teaching. I'm going to tell you the application here. If you're carrying a burden basket today, this card is telling you to pull from your inner strength and become self-reliant. So again, right back to that self-reliance that we just drew, right? And you can see how these cards really play off of each other. So you can conquer the world when you let go of the burdens by trusting your ability to find your own answers. Problems cease being burdens when solutions are found. The burden basket also teaches us not to drop our woes at the door of another. So if you post your stuff on Facebook with the anticipation of getting stuff like, oh, I'm so sorry, oh my gosh, all that stuff, and it might not be you, it might be you might see it. But this is the gift, is that you can just keep on scrolling, right? You don't have to comment. You don't have to get involved. You don't have to get sucked into that energy. So teaching us to stretch into our potential, relying on great mystery. If confusion sets in and counsel is sought, use the advice. Don't waste the precious time of others if you do not intend to respect the wisdom that's offered. That's a huge teaching right there. So don't ask for it if you're not going to heed it, right? Know that it's not your job to solve the problems of others. So that might be also where this is coming in for you today, is that you feel like you have to fix somebody. So this is that gift that's coming in for you, is that you don't have to fix that person. We all carry the burdens that we wish to carry, only the ones that we wish to carry. And if it makes us feel good or important to have so much to handle, we might need to look at our ideas of self-importance. Some people carry that as a trophy. Oh, well, I just don't ever sleep because I work so much. Oh, I only need 4 hours of sleep because I'm just constantly having things to do. And they wear their apathy and they wear their stress as a trophy. That is not a trophy. That, I'm so sorry that you don't sleep, but only 4 hours, because, I sleep a good 8 hours. Don't let that be a bragging point for somebody else to put themselves onto a pedestal because they are so burdened. And so you don't need to listen to it either. The reminder is that we are self-reliant and we must use our talents to find our own solutions. The best answer is shared equally by all the travelers on the sacred path. So that is your gift today. The next one is number 5, which is the so that was Venus's morning star's gift to you. The next is grandfather sun's gift to you. Oh, and we have Black Panther who came in upside down. Wow, powerful. So he is super fierce. You can see he's peering in through the jungle. He carries another blue feather, but this one has a white tip, several shells, a bone, a piece of red coral, and an antler. And so Black Panther is coming in, and again, it's reversed. So let's see what that has to say. And this one comes from the medicine cards. This is, again, one of the animals. And see how that lays out for us today as we move into this full moon energy. So bear with me just a second. I'm going to look that up for you and give you the details of how, like I said, it comes in upside down. It definitely has a different meaning. And so it's called the contrary meaning. So Jaguar says, "Sacred Jaguar, teach me to wear my power lightly, to walk with impeccability, to approach life with compassion, and to live up to the integrity of my human potential." So this is grandfather sun's gift to you. If Jaguar is hanging upside down on the tree limb to play today, you may have created an enlightenment trap for yourself. Has the misuse of authority kept you from walking your path with impeccability? Have you betrayed your personal integrity to accommodate others? Are you engaged in some activity that lessens your potential? If so, call your spirit or energy back. Integrity requires a forgiving and open heart. Compassion and mercy are also needed. Self-blame or pointing fingers at others only shows your lack of integrity. On the contrary, Jaguar warns you to correct any need to control others, any abuses of influence, any form of manipulation, moralistic judgments, dishonesty, hidden agendas, envy, greed, or victim-like jealousy that may be affecting your life. There's a lot of power there. Those of you that might be in that list, don't feel attacked, okay? This is shining light into the shadow self. And so sometimes as things get called out, you're like, oh, that's not me. That's not me. Oh, that can't be me. Yeah, it's you, okay? It's a mirror. It's just a mirror. Just look in it. If you have slipped, allowing a temporary lapse in impeccability to compromise your integrity, you need to rectify your misdeeds. So there's always opportunity to do the right thing, no matter if it's 20 years later. Jaguar reminds us, become impeccable, use integrity, and you will thrive. Basically, when you use Jaguar's medicine and it comes in for you hanging from a tree like that, it's saying that you have the opportunity to do the right thing. You need to take the action to do it. So that is the gift from grandfather sun. And then the last one is the gift that you can share with the world today. So I'm really excited about this one. And I'm going to again shuffle one more time, as it's 1:08 right now, which I love here on Central Time as we draw this card. Oh, see, look, and it just popped right out. It is Counting Coup. As a matter of fact, I drew this in my own personal reading. Victory. Yes. Victory. Call it in. Call it in. Yes. So I'm going to read to you what it means when it comes in right side up. Is fantastic. And this is a really, really good place to be. This is how you can share with the world today and this weekend as we move into this full moon, in this energy, this full moon. So, Counting Coup. And I'm going to show you, this is such a powerful card. So powerful. Look at this warrior. He's holding up his coup. He has his warrior stick. He's giving thanks. He's victorious. And so it says, I know that I have honored my words with my deeds. Sweet victory is shared by all. I'm filling others' needs. Humankind rejoices. The prizing of Counting Coup. The prize of Counting Coup. Harmony and balance. A peaceful world anew, excuse me. And so the teaching is the act of counting coup signifies a victory over an enemy or an accepted challenge. The warrior clans of Native America used many methods of stealth, guile, surprise, planning, and physical strength to claim prizes from their opponents. The traditional prizes on raids were horses, eagle feathers, medicine bundles, medicine shields, tomahawks, bows, and other weapons. Scalps were not honorable prizes of Counting Coup before the boat people came to Turtle Island. Trappers and traders, let me skip ahead. Okay, so in marking a victory, there were certain things that a brave was allowed to do that would tell the others of his Counting Coup. He could use all the designs in his face paint, which added to the honor of his status. So that ties into the wearing of your medicine. And so as you won this coup, you won this prize, then you can add that to your face paint where you show the world your medicine. And so this again is how you share and show up with the world. So Spirit is calling you to show up with your medicine. Do not put your medicine in your back pocket and hide it and just take it out and look at it and put it back. Spirit is saying you are victorious. You have earned this. Wear it. Own it. Do not put it in your back pocket. Okay, it is time for you to wear your medicine. And so the symbols could also be added to the horse's war paint when he rode in battle again. The more coups counted, the stronger the medicine of that warrior. So among the Plains Indian, if death occurred, the raiding party would smear black paint on their faces when returning to camp. And that's where they first started naming the black faces. At a coup feast, the leader of the war party or raiding band would give those who had witnessed the individuals' victories of their friends the honor of telling the events. So the warrior was honored by his friends and was not to tell the story himself. So as you can see, as these appreciations of the warrior and as they brought home their victories and used that medicine, they weren't allowed to brag on themselves. So all of their brothers and sisters would come in and just tell the story and tell the story. And that's how these stories became born and became so powerful, because of course the next brother is going to embellish on it and embellish on it. And it's kind of the story of the fish, you know, the fish story. The fish was this big and it became this big at the end of the story. And so you can see how that became such a fun process as it was retold. The coup leader was of the war party, or the raiding band would give those who had witnessed the individual's victories of their friends the honor of telling that. So this ensured the participation of those who had not accomplished an active coup personally had made them a part of the celebration as well. It also ruled out the embellishments on the part of those that were actually involved. To speak in an exaggerated manner was considered prideful, and to lie was to lose face. A true witness was bound by honor to speak honestly of a brother's courage or the lack of it. If someone had shamed the warrior clan, it was spoken of in the council of the clan and never in front of the entire tribe. So you've heard the term to put a coup feather into one's bonnet or to put a feather in your hat. That is an expression that comes from the idea of personal achievement or accomplishment that will aid and assist the whole. So in the concept of Counting Coup, jealousy and envy have absolutely no place. So when someone else is receiving an accolade, it is our job as sisters of that tribe or brothers of that tribe to praise them. And if you have that feeling of jealousy, that means because you have that medicine within you and you're not wearing it. You're putting it in your back pocket. So rise up, use your medicine, and praise the other ones who have also earned it. So that is the application. So just looking at our overall, just lastly, our modern medicine shields are made from truth. Our weapons are living from that truth, and our prize is our future, bringing the healing of Earth's mother's children's. Every two-legged has been asked to accomplish these coups through the discovery and healing of the self. So back to that aggressive healing of the badger. So I hope you have enjoyed this reading today. You can book a private reading with me by direct messaging me or commenting and tagging me or sending me an email, lisaware@yogaforlove.com. I would love to work with you. And thank you so much for jumping on and joining me today. I'm so thankful for you. And have an amazing full moon, amazing week. And we'll see you on next week on Rhythms of the Goddess. Namaste. Shoo, 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 shoo.